Hey y'all, what is going on? This is Jesse Both from the 19th hole. Figured I'd put together a little bit of an expert playthrough here for you all. And yes, this is the tournament wins, and this is from practicing my two accounts last night. So we're going to start out with hole number 1 here, par 3. I'm going to show you two different techniques to play on this hole, both of which will be using the sniper, but they will both be using different elevation changes for the shot. The first shot we're going to play is plus 10% max adjustment with 3 top and 2 bars of left spin. And we're going to be playing this shot with the right edge of our white line near the bunker. And we're trying to find, we're just trying to find the ball guide here with the second bounce right there along the edge of the fringe near the fairway. The ball guide will point as if it's showing left of the hole, but don't worry, there is a nice little funnel there down along that green. So if we hit this one perfectly, we have a good chance to drop it. As I said, plus 10% max here, and you want that second bounce to be down there around the fringe. So we hit this one perfect, and this one's going to bounce in. It's going to be, one of those shots that either goes in the hole or is really close to the hole, as we have this nice little funnel here on this green. As you see, this time I missed just to the right of the hole, but you get the general idea of how to set up that shot. So for the second technique, we're going to be playing this shot at plus 30% mid-distance with a Titan ball. We're going to take our sniper back to min distance of the club. Then we're going to go with 5 bars of topspin, and at this point here, we just want to aim that ball guide towards the hole as best as we can. As you see, we're staying at min distance, aiming that ball guide towards the hole. So from there, we're going to do our plus 30%, play this one at mid-distance, and we adjust this shot. And, it's about 10, almost 11 rings on this adjustment, just because, higher wind with the Titan ball. I haven't tried it with the Kingmaker, so it may work with the Kingmaker as well. But I seen it in the 19th hole chat room with the Titan ball, so I just stuck with the Titan ball. As you see, a very nice roll. And we are going to drop this one for the ace. So I think that is the technique that I'm going to stick with, because I did make the ace with it. So that was hole number 1, and we will be moving on to hole number 2 next. So, definitely, a few different options for hole number 1. Whichever one you feel most comfortable with, I would definitely recommend you stay with. Hole number 2 is a par 5. Good chance for the albatross here. Going to play this one with the APOC and a plus 10% elevation change off the tee box. I'm playing with the Kingmaker ball, but this is definitely another hole that you could play with a power 4 ball if you wanted to, if you have a little bit lower level clubs maybe. So max right spin, 1 top spin is what we're playing here. We're going to play with half of our red ring in the rough line, as you can see there. Make sure that that ball guide is extended over the bunker. And now we're going to adjust for our wind at plus 10% max adjustment. I feel it's easier to adjust this way with those bushes there. I feel like I get a more accurate of an adjustment. And we're going with just under 1 ball of curl. So just not quite the amount of curl outside of that little white ring. If you wanted to go outside the white ring, you could, but you don't need quite that much curl in my opinion. We get to a really nice spot, 339 yards, and now we're going to be set up for our second shot here. We're going to play this one at plus 10% on this shot, and we're going to go with something about 2 to 3 bars of topspin. And that's going to depend on how much topspin it takes to get your ball guide just through the hole. You want the ball guide to be just through the hole, maybe 1 square or so through the hole, with 1 bar of left spin as well. And then we're going to make our adjustment for our wind at plus 10%. And hopefully we can hit this one perfect and see if our adjustment was correct. So we've got it lined up centered in the circle. We do hit it perfect. And this one's going to get a nice bounce and a nice roll. Comes in maybe just a tad bit too hot, but we get the drop. So maybe, not quite as extended through the hole with that ball guide when you are setting up your shot. So that is going to be one that the topspin does change depending on where your drive location is. Hole number 3 here, we're going to be playing this one with the quarterback and a Titan ball. Plus 10% is the elevation on this hole if you're going to play this hole with a different technique and club. The way we're going to play this hole, though, is we're going to take our wind and subtract 4.2, and then we're going to play a 1-to-1 adjustment with whatever we have left over. We want the white ring to be just covering the edge of that snow, as you can see there. And then we're going to go with 5.8 backspin, 2 right spin on this shot. So 5.8 backspin, 2 right spin on this shot. Then we're going to use a 1-to-1 adjustment, as you said, after we subtract the 4.2. So 5.3 rings is what we made for an adjustment right there. Max curl to the right. Just try to hit this one perfect. I think we're good, with a great on right or left here. We'll be okay. As you see, this one comes in. Really nice. Almost got the ace right there on that one. Definitely want to thank Peter Johnson and the Bushwhackers team. Got this shot from that awesome group. And my opponent here, who I assume has no idea about the shot, is playing a similar shot as well. So I said, well, we'll just go ahead and watch this shot as well. He's not doing any kind of adjustment for the wind. He's just completely eyeballing his shot off the middle of his target. So, I'm assuming he's just, kind of guessing that his shot's going to be landing about 7.6 rings in the direction of his wind. So that's what he's playing here. He's just playing a complete eyeball adjustment on this shot. And it just kind of shows you how easy this shot is with the quarterback. He's going to add his curl as well. He's not going quite as much curl as I did on his shot, but he hits it perfect. And you're going to see it comes in pretty nice as well. It came in a little bit hotter than mine. And the shot that I played can come in a little bit hotter than the one you saw me play. But, worst case scenario is you're on the fringe chipping for a very easy eagle. All right, y'all, so we got hole number 4 here next. This is a par 3. We're going to be playing this one with the quarterback and Kingmaker. If you wanted to go to like a C100 ball with a little bit more wind resistance, that would definitely be an option as well. We're playing 0% mid on our adjustment here for this shot. 3 backspin, max left spin will be our spin adjustments. What you want to do, you want to line up your ball guide in the rough for the rough bump with the ball guide going straight at the hole. Either right at the hole, just a little bit short of the hole will do as well. And what you want to do is you make your adjustment for the wind, and then you're going to actually slide back 1 ring after you make your adjustment for the ring. So either you're looking at the hole and you pull back 1, or you look at the tee box and you push back 1. Just remember, you want that 1 ring to go back towards the hole, no matter which way you decide to turn your screen and make that adjustment. We hit great left here, unfortunately. Perfect definitely would have been really close, if not in the hole. But you can see the way to set up this shot, and in my opinion, this is the best way to play this hole, hole number 4. Hole number 5 is next. We have a really bad wind on this hole, so it's kind of tough. Still trying to figure out the best way to play this hole. Is it to the right-hand side to go for the sniper rough bump? Is it to the left-hand side to go for a guardian shot at the hole? I'm not 100% sure. What you're going to see here, though, is me playing it to the left side, and I may experiment a little bit more to the right and the sniper rough bump at the hole. I just feel like that rough bump's a very tough play on this hole, but with this wind, it may be the best play. But you're going to see me play it to the left here. We're going to be playing with the APOC and a Kingmaker. I'm going to go with at least 6 bars of top spin here and a couple bars of left spin. We line up our shot with our red ring there, kind of the upper left edge of the bunker. And then we're going to make our adjustment for our wind. And then we are going to overpower our shot with a little bit of left curl. I would play this shot at plus 10% off the tee box as well. So overpower here, a little bit left curl. We didn't go full overpower. As you're going to see, it requires full overpower for sure. So either, I needed to go full overpower, or I could upgrade to like a power 4 ball on this hole to make that shot much easier. but definitely make sure you don't use more than 6 bars of topspin. If you have a higher level APOC, then you could get yourself in trouble rolling through and into that rough. Guardian shot here, I played it at 0% just because I wasn't sure how to play this shot, but I would definitely suggest playing it with at least 15% for the adjustment. As you're going to see, my ball comes in way short of this hole, so that extra percentage adjustment definitely would have helped. Also, you want to offset your shot behind the hole to begin with anyway, just because of this headwind and the push that you get for this headwind. So I would set up my shot behind the hole in addition to the 15% for the elevation on this shot. What you want to do is you want to get your shot to stick up there behind the hole and then basically catch that hill and roll down into the hole. And that's going to be your best opportunity to get the eagle here, in my opinion, on this hole. Very tough eagle hole, definitely not a gimme. Hole number 6 here, par 5. I'm going to play this drive at plus 20% for my elevation. I'm going to be using a Kingmaker ball and an APOC. You know, you could use a quarterback or a rock or a Thor on this hole off the tee box. It really doesn't matter. It just really comes down to what you're most comfortable with. And the reason I play it this way is just it's the way I play it in tour play. And I played it every other tournament this way as well. So it's just much easier for me to stick with what I know and what I feel comfortable with. At least 5 bars of topspin, max right spin on the shot. You want that ball guide there, as you can see, to be going just up the left-hand edge of that fairway. And then we're going to use curl to kind of fix it. I like to turn my screen here and adjust opposite here. I feel like I get a much better view of my adjustment and a much more accurate adjustment playing it this way. So plus 20% here. We're going to go with you know, some curl, about 3/4 of a ball of curl right there. And this is great proof to the left and also to the right on this drive. It is important to try to get your shot as far up the fairway as possible. I like the mid 360s. That's a good number because you want to be able to aim your next shot up here near the top edge. So at this location right here, plus 6, we're going to play this shot at minus 10%. If you're up there and you're at max, then you play at minus 5%. Max right spin, and then you're going to use your spins here to the point where your ball guide line is hitting right there on the edge of that rough line. And you're going to let this wind and the extended ball guide actually push that shot farther and land it on the fairway. To have a good chance at this albatross, you really just want to barely hit the fairway and then roll down onto the green. That gives you a good speed at the hole. Also, a little bit of right curl may be a good option as well on this hole. We didn't go with any right curl. If we had gone with some right curl, we would have been much closer to that hole, if not dropping the shot. All right, we got hole number 7 here, par 3. Going to be playing this one at plus 20% max adjustment. And this is a hole that I'm not just really 100% sure on how I'm going to play it yet. But in this video, you see me playing with the Goliath shot from the left-hand side. And we play with max right spin, 2.5 bars of backspin. And we're just trying to line up our shot with the edge of the right edge of the ring along the rough line. And it's actually below the upper right-hand edge of the red ring along the rough line. Trying to get that second bounce layer around that fringe with the ball guide going towards the hole. In this example, you know, we're going to use a little bit of right curl as well. Unfortunately, we do hit great right, and I think with a perfect shot, this would have been really close. And you'll have to see and tell me what y'all think. But we did max plus 20% right there. As you see, went with a little bit of curl. We hit great right. If one thing we know, it's at least great right proof here. And we got the good bounce, and we ended up, you know, to the right of the hole. So very curious what perfect shot would have looked like right there. And you know, even with a perfect shot, it may still a little bit to the right. So maybe let off that curl just a tiny little bit. Hole number 8 here, and we're gonna be playing this one to the left-hand side. You can also play this shot to the right-hand side and set up a rough bump. I feel though playing to the left-hand side is going to give you a straight headwind right at you, and I feel like playing that shot with the a short iron is going to be your best bet to consistently drop the shot. So two top, max right, red ring at the edge of the rough line like you see there. We're playing this at plus 10% max adjustment on the elevation. And we're going to play, like I said, plus 10% max, 2 top, max right. We're just going to make this shot, hopefully hit it perfect. We hit great left, so we're not going to get quite maximum distance as where we would normally want to be. This is a shot that you can definitely tune in based off your yardage here. And we have a 308 yard, so we're going to play this next shot at 62% with 1 backspin and the ball guide right at the hole. And you could also figure out your distances based off your yardage. You just go 2% each yard back or forward from that spot where I was at. Definitely want a big shout out to these spider ladies who are responsible for figuring out these measurements. So 7.8 rings here. We're playing this one at the 62% for our 308 yard marker. Right at the hole. I hit this one perfect, and I have to go back and look at this one. I think maybe my pull angle was a little bit off, or maybe I over-adjusted just a hair, because you just want to usually go at that shot straight at the hole with 1 bar of backspin. And you have a headwind, so you do want to take that ball guide all the way into the hole. Alright, our next and final hole is going to be hole number 9. This one is a par 5, and this one is going to be a hole that will probably get some people in this tournament. I'm playing it to the left-hand side. I want my driver with the best accuracy and topspin and distance possible. So for a lot of people, that'll probably be like their APOC. For me, it is a Thor, since I have the Thor 7 on this account. And I'm going with a power 4 ball. This is definitely a hole where you may want to bust out a power 5 ball if you have a power 5 ball as well. And, but a power 4 ball is definitely great, especially if you have one that's like maybe the open ball would be a good ball to use here that cuts down on the wind a little bit. So plus 10% here will be your adjustment. Max top spin, with a couple bars of left spin on the shot as well. And, just want to go overpower as much as you can that you feel comfortable with hitting somewhere close to perfect, because you don't want to hit way great right and be in that rough. Then you'll really be in trouble. So for the second shot here, we're playing 0%. And, I've got the Guardian here. I would suggest most likely going with, a larger level wood, like the Big Dog or even the Cataclysm. Unless you really feel confident about getting that drive really far up the fairway, in which case then you can go with the Sniper. So we're going a little bit too much topspin here. We should definitely have backed off our topspin right here after seeing that ball guide, because it's just going to go way too far here. I do believe that using some curl is definitely a good option on this hole. And as you're going to see, we roll in pretty quickly. Not too bad as far as the line goes, just way too much topspin on that shot. So that's something that we can dial back and dial in. And wouldn't expect a lot of albatrosses here. Definitely want to make sure you get that eagle though. Alright, thank you all very much for watching this expert playthrough. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Check us out on Facebook at Golf Clash the 19th Hole. Hit that sub button, hit that thumbs up. Y'all take care, have a good day. God bless.